Get your hands high like, put them in the skyline. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Take it to the top, competition getting crushed like. Get your hands high like, put them in the skyline. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Take it to the top, competition getting crushed like. Hey yo, it's cinematic like a movie and it just don't change. I make you see the picture clearly like a baseball game. Know you heard of me, burn the track like a third degree. The plot is getting thick like DR trips after the surgery. That's word to me. Raise the highest bar to hyperboles. Mentally a genius and I'm fiendish, kinda sturdy. Beat the feet they always, they saying they ain't worthy. The beat I just ate like Kobe's old jersey. Hey yo, it's one for the money and two for the show. See, I'm focused, they'll never let me go. Hey, you knows this, we never gon' stop. And you don't want no more, you. Hey yo, it's one for the money and two for the show. See, I'm focused, they'll never let me go. Hey, you knows this, we never gon' stop. And you don't want no more, you don't want no more. Hey yo, I'm a monster, they be knowing my steeds. My money come in bundles like when chicks be buying they weaves. And if I gotta battle you, then I'ma do that with ease. Like vacations up on the beach, by default, that's a breeze. I'm saying, slay, relaying, they got it. Flow in the pocket, they shoot like a rocket, I'm saying. Nice with the metaphors and the similes. Sparks be the best up on the microphone, the end and beat. Hey yo, it's one for the money and two for the show. See, I'm focused, they'll never let me go. Hey, you knows this, we never gon' stop. And you don't want no more, you. Hey yo, it's one for the money and two for the show. See, I'm focused, they'll never let me go. Hey, you knows this, we never gon' stop. And you don't want no more, you don't want no more. True.
Two games on tap for you for Saturday, May the 9th. One of those games could be an elimination game. Will it happen? Let's find out. And let's do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another special episode of the Forecheck podcast, where you get you best bets, insight, and information on your betting card for today's NHL playoff slate. We have two games on tap. Me and JD are in the house. JD, how are you doing this fine Saturday morning?
I'm doing great. In Anaheim, was at Honda Center for Game 3, a raucous crowd, and then 60 seconds in, bit of a, they took some of the air out of it. But I have to say, maybe one of the loudest crowds I've ever been a part of in Anaheim. And for me, Dre, the last time that I was in Anaheim for a playoff game, it was Game 7 between LA and Anaheim. LA eliminated the Ducks. The only time they've met in the playoffs. And my memory from that is Kings fans chanting loudly, "This is our house."
Oh, shit. That's a great memory to have. That is, it was a great game. I was actually went 1-1 on sides yesterday. Unfortunately, I was on Buffalo in the early game, but I was on the Knights in the evening game, so broke even there. But overall, I think it was a green day for me. I think for the most, or maybe I don't actually recall. I want to say it's either slightly green or slightly red, but yeah, I had the over in the other game as well, the early game, so that barely cashed by the hook. But yeah, how was your betting card yesterday? Did you do okay? Or
Yeah, the Montreal game, I mean, I cleaned up. That was a huge day. I had most of the money invested, a lot of money there. I had Montreal first goal, first period. Montreal goal, first period. I had a big parlay with Canadians over and the Carolina under from game three. So that hit. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else, but those were all pretty big plays. And then, I mean, I lost all three plays that I had in the night game, but all very small. I had Jackson Lacombe for an assist. I had Leo Carlson for four shots. He had three, and I had Barbashev for a point, and couldn't find his way to get one with the five goals. But hey, that happens. I will say the big storyline though, or one of the big storylines coming out of Game Three is the health of Mark Stone. Uh, it looked like it was a groin injury. Not going to play doctor, but that's what it looked like. We asked John Tortorella after the game if he had an update, and as expected, the quick answer was no. And I would, playoff time, I don't expect any coach to tell you anything. He may tell you that it's an upper body injury and he's got a broken foot, for God's sake. So, you know, no
Yeah.
no big deal. But that's just something to monitor. So I would think that Riley Smith would slot in for Vegas. But I think for Vegas, you know, that was a very important game for them after the way they had played in the first two. Wanted to see if this Knights team would come out in the way they did. I mean, and be the more experienced team. And I thought that's what they showed in game three. And uh, now, there are questions about, do you start questioning Billy Husso? Um, because the save percentage against Edmonton was bad. Wasn't very good last night. I would expect he gets in for game four. But the one thing a couple of Vegas people had told me before the game was we made his life way too easy in games one and two. He was able to see everything. And I
Yeah.
thought that they did. I thought in game three, a lot of those goals he never saw. And then the killer goal was the one at the end of the first period, the Marner power play goal with 5 seconds left.
Yeah. That was a tough one to give up there right before going into the end of the period. But, it's like it's a big difference when it's like, I don't remember exactly what the total was, but like 2-1 or 3-1 going into a period, just that one goal makes it seems a little bit more impossible to get at least a tie or get a win. But
Yeah, well, I mean, remember, Husso didn't come out for the second period. I wasn't sure if we were going to see something similar, like in the Buffalo series when Pekka Luukkonen had given up the three goals in the first period of the game, and then he came out for the second, but then Arvidsson scored 14 seconds in or something like that, or 40 seconds in, and it was 4-0, and he was done. So gave him a rest, and like I said, there's no question he comes back for game number four. And then it was the Mitch Marner show. I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, he almost had that fourth one, right? He was chasing down that empty netter and then just decided to let it roll in after he saw it take that little
yeah,
skew off and going right into the net. So definitely a great,
but
and all the
yeah,
Leafs fans just
Dre,
it
I
is
got
what
to
it
tell you,
is.
watching him live last night, how smart a player that he is. Like on the shorthanded goal that he set up for McNabb. I mean, it was just a great play where he just pumped the brakes and made a great backhanded pass. But he avoids contact. And yeah, look, Leaf fans are going, where was this? My response would be is that Mitch Marner, when he doesn't have to be the guy, can be the guy. And we
Mhm.
saw it. We saw it for Canada at the Four Nations. He was there. He had the assist on the game-winning goal in overtime in McDavid. He scored the 3-on-3 goal in the Olympics, and here he is in the playoffs, where he can play in the shadows, so to speak, of Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, Barbashev. William Carlson. He can just blend in, but he's become the guy.
Yeah. He definitely has, and I think a lot of the focus has shifted to him. But that's a good thing with the Las Vegas Golden Knights is, they have Hopefully, they still have Stone. They have Eichel. They have plenty of other talent where just adding him is just one more fine detail to try to lock down or take out of. And when you take him out, then you got Eichel. So
Yeah,
that's the tough part about playing Vegas. But hopefully Anaheim can. I'm sure it's going to be the seesaw effect back and forth. Anaheim's a
wouldn't shock
decent
me.
team. I would expect for them to bounce back. Quinville, after his, I think, was that your post that uh, shots fired or something with Quinville about what he said in the post game about let's get ready for war?
Yeah, no,
Was
no, that it was not me. I
oh
missed. I mean, I
oh, you
read
know
the
what? I think it
post.
was Ian. I think it was Ian's post, but it said something to the fact of
Yeah, no,
let's go to
yeah,
war, your kids, you guys ready to grow up kind of mentality.
yeah, no,
So,
I missed the. I was in the Vegas locker room
oh,
during
that's
his
right.
press conference. So, um, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, look, I wouldn't expect anything less. And yeah, so let's. It'll be fun. It'll be a great atmosphere again at Honda Center for game number 4, and so I'm looking forward to Sunday night.
Yeah, it is definitely a way to roll up your team by those kind of words he said. We're
Yeah,
pretty much calling them kids and telling them to grow up if they want to grow up.
yeah. I
But
will say, I thought again officiating became a bit of an issue. There was an early cross-checking penalty on Vegas, and then Lacombe took the elbowing penalty, which was just garbage. That led, I think, led to the third goal, or definitely led to a power play goal. And I just remember talking to the Vegas people, and they said to me, they just said that Lacombe penalty was not a penalty, but because they called the cross check in the first period,
they
they
had to
had to
call
call this
that.
this one. They had to, like he just said, and it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. So even the Vegas people were acknowledging that's a horrible call.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. But we
Yeah.
got two games to cover for you for Saturday, May the 9th. First game, we have a game 4. Could be a closeout game. Got Carolina on the road, minus 185. Philadelphia Flyers at home, plus 165. Um, I mean, I think you just got to call it what it is. Carolina has dominated play. They've dominated puck possession. They've dominated the power play. They've dominated scoring. Even though when it hasn't really been a whole lot of scoring, but it seems like the play's been prominent in every game. Carolina just gets to the pucks faster. They close the gap faster. Philadelphia doesn't have any. I mean, their limited chance at shots is just crazy. I mean, they
Yeah.
go through periods with just a couple shots on goal. We
It's
played
hard when
that.
you don't have the puck.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, Torts alluded to that to Vegas yesterday, and look how they played. So but it is, elimination game. We've seen teams struggle. I don't see no struggle in this game and this team. So I like Carolina here at 5.5. That's a total I don't want to play with. I think if Philadelphia comes out strong and gets an early lead, that could open up this game, and that total could go right out the window. So I'm not
Yeah.
looking to play a total in this game. The way I'm playing it is Carolina money line and Stankoven 2+ shots. I'm going right back to that. It's minus 110. Jarvis has been pretty
Hmm.
solid for 2 shots too. So if you wanted to take him instead of Stankoven, more the merrier. But how are you feeling on sides and totals in this one, JD?
Well, you just made me change my Carolina money line and under 6.5 to Carolina money line and Stankoven 2+ shots. And what did you say that was at?
It is at minus 110.
Yeah, I can I can get behind that. I think that does make a lot of sense because I did the 6.5 because I was concerned. The 5.5 to me just even last game we got close. We got close to getting 6. Philly had the empty net for about 4 minutes, and Carolina couldn't do anything with it. So yeah, I do like that Hurricanes money line, the Stankoven 2+ shots. I've got a half unit play on the Flyers first period under a half a goal. I mean, why not? They haven't they've only scored a first period goal once in the playoffs in now what 9 games, and that was the 2 goals in game 2. So I'll go back with that. I'm going to come back with the Stankoven one plus shot in the first period, and Stankoven for 3 shots for the game. And then I'm going to go with I'll go back to Jackson Blake and Taylor Hall. I put them in a point parlay at plus 174 for a half unit. Um, both shut out in the last game, but I'll come back with them in this one here.
Yeah, I mean, I would even be open to going back to that play we brought up last game where Carolina to score in the first and Philly to not
Mm,
score in the first. That was plus 200. It's probably somewhere in that neighborhood as well. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Perlo's on the under Flyers team total as well. I don't
yeah.
see why not to bet that. They haven't scored at all, and their lack of production has been to the lack of shooting, which has been to the lack of open space. So, um,
Yeah, and Carolina hasn't given up more than 2 goals in a game in the playoffs.
yeah.
Uh, so that total, I could get behind that. Wow, it's a juicy minus 150 right now. That's the best price I'm seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I think Perlo he said he bet it like 2 days ago, which makes sense because then it was
Yeah.
probably like a minus 120, minus 130.
Well, he's a
So,
lot smarter than the both of us.
but yeah, he's got all the wisdom.
Yes.
But
There you go. There you go. Yes.
but some other player props that I do like in this game. I'll give you guys, and I'm not on all of these, but they are good trends and they are at playable numbers. So you got Stankoven over at 2.5 shots at minus 105. He's covered that in 6 of the last 7. And 4 of those have had, or 5 of those have had 4 or more.
Yeah.
Michkov over 1.5 shots. There's, what's funny is there's a lot of good trends for Philadelphia, and I know they're not shooting a lot, but the totals for players on Philadelphia are always like 1.5, specifically in this series. So, um, Michkov, like I said, over 1.5. He's covered that in 3 of the last 4 and 7 of the last 9 at home, minus 105. Couturier, over 1.5. He's covered that in 3 of the last 4 and 3 of the last 4 at home. Forster, over 1.5. 11 of the last 13 at home. Not good versus track, but great numbers at home.
Yeah,
Zegras,
but
over.
but Trey,
Go
my,
ahead.
my concern is like I think the playoffs though change it. Like kind of you got to be. I think for me, I'm just very careful. I put less importance on those numbers
Hmm.
because now you're playing the same team, and I
Yeah,
for me, I just think it's you know the head-to-head numbers are I think for me outweigh the you know whether he's
yeah,
had a great run at home. And the other thing is that at least in this series, home ice is or not home ice, the head to head. Well, I guess what's been prevalent is what it's now 19 of the last 21 that Carolina has beaten Philadelphia. Um, but we've only had one of these 3 games go to overtime,
yeah,
and as opposed to all 4 in the regular season, and we haven't had 1 goal games. It's not like Carolina's needed empty netters either in
yeah.
the in the other wins.
Yeah, and I
So
think even maybe some of these shots on goal props could be hitting because the trend has been the same in every game where, Carolina's out, Philadelphia's chasing. They can do nothing but
yeah,
shoot when they can. So, but
yeah,
one good prop that I did like I might get on is Chatfield over 1.5 shots. He's plus 125. He's covered that in 5 of the last 7. Um, and I think, he's been shooting a lot. He had tons of shots in that last game. I think he had a goal, right? He may have had 2,
yeah.
but he had 5 shots on goal in that last game and at over 1.5 plus 125. I thought that was great value. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's interesting to see how Carolina's actually had their defensemen, like both Chatfield, going up ice on the shorthanded goal that he
mhm.
scored, and they had I think it was game two. Jacob Slavin was standing in front of the Flyers net while they were
On
killing a
that tip in,
penalty.
Ren,
So
on
Carol,
that, like, it bounced off the wall, right? And it came right back to him, and he just shot it right in, right over the leg pad. It
no, no,
was
no, he was literally positioned. I'm just saying he was positioned. He
in
he he
front
was
net.
on a. I don't know. He went attacking, and he's standing where you think a forward would be, waiting for the guy to come out from behind. Slavin's there. I'm like, what? Oh my god. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to babble too much because I do have to get going in the
Okay.
next little bit.
Okay. Well, we
So
can,
maybe we can.
move on. We had that one pretty much all
Yeah.
ironed out anyway. All right, let me get the slide switched out real quick. All right, next game on the board, we have 9 p.m. Eastern, Colorado Avalanche on the road, -128. Minnesota Wild at home, +116. I guess the big news or the big say or the big, you know, uh, in this game is Eck coming back. We don't know if he's 100% coming back, correct?
Wait. Do we know? I thought he was game time decision. Did you see
He is
something
game
different?
time decision, but I was just saying this is the news or the
Oh,
conversation
yeah.
that's kind of hindering this game. I don't have any bets in this game yet. I think if I was gonna bet anybody pre-flop, it would probably be Boldy as long as it's a playable line. I mean, he's got 37 shots on goal in the playoffs and leads the team at over 3.5. I want to say it's probably -130 ish in that neighborhood is what I saw it last night. But the news for Eck definitely is something I'm waiting on. As far as the side, I mean, right now, I think without Eck, I would be betting Colorado. But as far as the total sitting at 6.5, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on a total here. McKinnon has been great for shots on goal. But as far as a side or a total, I'm just leaning Colorado. And I would be leaning more so to the over, but I just don't know if I'm going to get there. I'll wait to hear the Eck news and then make my decisions on props. JD, how you feeling on sides and totals in this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in your camp as well. I'm not. I mean, I couldn't bet under. Let's put it that way. I could only bet the over. Uh, it took some work to get there in the last game. I can't bet even if Eck comes back. I'm the guy hasn't practiced. He's been off the ice for eight, or he hasn't practiced since they got eliminated 8 days ago. Um, so where's he really at with whatever that leg injury is for him. Maybe it changes McKinnon's situation. My favorite play though right now uh, would be Colorado to score a power play goal at -110. I mean I think they've got three in the series, and the Wild are they are they. I was just reading a stat here from Mike Russo in his column today. They've allowed 13 power play goals on 32 chances. That's 59.4%. It's the 12th worst in a single postseason, and dead last for teams that have advanced past the first round.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
uh, I think a wild power play goal at -110 for me right now. I can definitely get behind that. I do. I like Boldy. I mean, I know he only had one shot last game.
mhm.
I do, but in saying that, now being back at home, being able to control, they can control the matchups. I'd have to put him in a parlay. Um, and so let's say even if you put, I'm just looking here. I mean, if you put Boldy for 3 and McKinnon for 4, it's -115 at DraftKings.
Yeah, and McKinnon's been pretty solid for his as well. I would agree.
Yeah.
And with MMA's comment, got to go back to Hartman if there is no line changes. I agree, and I do like Hartman, but I do like Hartman without no lineup changes. So I think if it comes back, I'll relook at the lines and make a decision. But I totally agree. If there is no line change, there's no reason why not to go right back to Hartman.
Oh, wait a minute. We're missing your favorite play. We haven't even
Ter-
discussed it.
yeah, Tarasenko. Yeah,
Yes.
I am totally in agreements with them there. So if Eck is out of the lineup, Tarasenko's minus 130.
Yeah.
At over 1.5. So I love that play as well. Um,
I mean,
and
that's like here's the thing for me. If you want to pick goal props and things like that. I mean, the Wild. I'm sorry. The totally
Colorado
tongue tied.
have Avalanche.
Colorado. That's the team. Colorado's had
I knew where you were going with it. There was only one other team
Colorado's had
playing in this game.
14 different goal scorers in this series, not just the playoffs, in this series.
Yeah,
And Parker Kelly is the only player that doesn't have a point in this series.
that is
So
wild. No pun
yeah,
intended.
yeah, no, exactly. So you know now so I just want to go back and take a look. If you want to go back with McKinnon, for instance, um, and you think you can keep the trend going of 3+ points, you can get that at plus 270. And I would even take the 2+ points at minus 120.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Now,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I'd be more comfortable with it if X not in the lineup.
Yeah, and
I mean,
I would be
I
more.
still may play the two.
Hmm.
I'm just saying I'm going to wait on pulling the trigger on both of those until we know who's in and who's out.
Yeah, I agree too. Like I lean more to the both teams to score two if Eck is in.
Yeah,
As well. So I like the both teams to score two, but I want to see if Eck is in or not. So definitely some things that I'm waiting on. I think the Eck definitely affects the line play and who's the shooters in those positions. So that's something to definitely wait on. But pre-flop, I like Avalanche. I think even with Eck in the lineup, it's just, a closer game. But with Colorado having the upper hand on the power play and, a few other metrics. I think they could win this one, but I think Minnesota's gonna, this is game 3, correct?
game
Game 3.
3.
Yep.
Yeah,
So first
yeah.
game at
But
home.
in many ways, it's game 7.
That's true. That's true because if Colorado wins this one, it's pretty much, I mean, I don't know what the
It's
percentage is of teams coming back from a 3-0 deficit,
it's
but
about 2%.
yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
say it
mean,
can't be great.
you've only had what 4 teams in history that have done it. I mean, it's just, and for me, plus 110 isn't enough to grab Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm not, I just think with Minnesota, you're hoping you're banking on the fact that they're home, and hey, if you're going to gamble, why not gamble on the Wild who play at Brand Casino Arena, right?
Yeah. Yep. I would I would agree. But yeah, that's
So
your 2-game slate for Saturday, May the 9th. I know JD's got to get out of here in a few minutes. He's doing Hey, this is a great we can roll right over there. Where are you going to be at, JD, in the next
So I'm
15
on
minutes?
VSiN at 8:15 a.m. Pacific, 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. So in about 8 minutes from this recording. So yeah, they get kind of panicked if I don't check in a little early.
Okay. Well, we will
Right.
be right back on this channel tomorrow, same time, same place, covering the Sunday slate. And we should have Perlo back with us. For JD, I'm Exotic Wagers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy your Saturday and good luck on all of your bets. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Peace.